Hi everyone, welcome into this segment of market breakdown. First off, before I go into the nitty-gritties of today's video, I'd like you guys to subscribe, like the video so that the YouTube algorithm can recommend it to other traders as well, and also do well to give me a follow, like the video, and also drop me a comment whenever it is that you've watched this video so that I can be able to get a feedback from you guys to know. Or you can just like drop me a comment on the pair it is that you'd like me to analyze so that we can look into it together and trade it together if the pair is giving us something juicy. So with that being said, I'm just going to go into the nitty-gritties of today's video, which is, if you've been on this channel for a while now, you should already know the order of things. First off, I'm going to go over the previously analyzed pair, that is the pair it is that we looked at in the previous video, and then we're now going to look into the next opportunities that it is that the market is presenting to us. So with that being said, we have Ethereum in front of us, Ethereum USDT, which is one of the pairs that we looked at in the previous video. So we're anticipating Ethereum USDT to buy to $4,000 per coin. Anticipating it to buy to $4,000 per coin, which has happened, although it didn't give us the entry that we wanted to see. So we drew our Fibonacci here from swing high to swing low, and then I drew this hash bar as a representation of it, that all I wanted to see was the market pull back into this region here, and then a break back above this hash bar, which was a representation of the Fibonacci, is now going to be our confirmation for buy entry. So the market came shy of the hash bar, didn't get to it, and then it started buying. So all we had to do is just to wait, leave it, and then see the market play out into our target. So sometimes market happens like that. It doesn't give you an entry, doesn't mean you jump into everything it is that you see in the market. You need to learn to you need to come to understand that it is not every candlestick that form that you trade. Yeah, so you might see some people that are actually trading the same market it is that you're unable to trade, and then they are getting profit from it. The best thing you can do is just to make sure you stick to your own edge. And then do what your edge is telling you to do per time. You don't, because some people are making money from the market, and then you now start jumping into the same market as well when your own edge doesn't align with what the market is doing at the time. So we have to let Ethereum USDT play out to our target, but we didn't get the entry it is that we wanted to see. Because we didn't get the entry it is that we wanted to see. So with that being said, we're just going to move to the next pair. Although I'm seeing this here looking like a double top, and there's a chance with this evening star that has formed here, there's a chance that Ethereum is going to like come down a bit. I'm not saying Ethereum is bearish now, but there's a chance it's going to come down if this guy holds. But then there is not much confluence to actually back this up, so I'm not going to be going near Ethereum for now. So another pair it is that we looked at in the last market breakdown was Euro USD. We looked at Euro USD. So for Euro USD as well, we drew our Fibonacci here. I think the market was here at the time. The market was around here at the time. So we're waiting for for the market to pull back into Fibonacci as well, and then give us a break back below so that we can actually sell. But the market instead continued going down, which is in, although Euro USD is still on my list, Euro USD is still on my watch list. All I'm basically waiting for now is a pullback into this zone still, or preferably this zone. So if you come on the monthly time frame, and then you see, let me change the time frame. So if you come on the monthly time frame and then you look at this very well, you're going to see, if you go over the previous video, you're going to get a better understanding. I don't want this video to be too long, so I advise you watch the previous video so that I can get a better understanding of what it is, the reasons why we want to actually sell Euro USD. So now if you look at this monthly time frame here, and then you look at this, usually after an evening star candlestick pattern is followed by at least 2 bearish candles, is going to follow an evening star candlestick pattern, especially if it's formed on a higher time frame. So that has happened here, this and this. Now this month is yet to close. This month is yet to close. There's a chance it might close like this, or there's a chance it might even start pulling back already. But the point is, if we don't get a pullback on this trade, there is no entry opportunity. There's no entry opportunity. Why should we be jumping into the bottom of jumping into the market at the bottom when our market analysis has told us to sell? We'll now be selling from here. Imagine we sold from here because like we FOMO'd into the market when we saw that the market started selling without fulfilling our entry. If you had sold from here, it would have come back to stop you out, and then you wouldn't have your money in your pocket for when a good market conditions eventually shows up. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your money for the right time, so that you can now trade, you maximize the market opportunity when you very well understand it. So the next thing it is that we're going to be doing for Euro USD, I don't know why I'm saying Euro USDT. For Euro USD is that we're going to be waiting for a pullback into either of this zone on the daily time frame, like I showed you guys before coming on the monthly, or to this zone, So that is what we're going to be waiting for on Euro USD. So now for the other pair, for the third pair that we looked at 3 pair in the last market breakdown. Come on, let's wait for it to load. So this is possibly going to be the last video I'm going to be dropping this year before we go into 2025. This is going to be the last video, and then so I just want to like give you guys the market analysis for the things it is I'm going to be with. Okay, let me come to daily time frame. There's something I want to show you guys that happened in the last concerning what happened in the last market breakdown that I did before I now go into the nitty-gritties of today. So sugar is one of the pairs that we're still going to be looking at. Is a commodity pair actually, but there are some exchanges you can trade it on, and there is what's it called, there are some prop firms that also allow you trade sugar as well. So if you look at this, okay, initially this thing was like this. If you go to the previous video, our CTL was drawn like this. So when we were holding on to this, and then we saw this guy break above, and then we saw this guy break above here, we said to ourselves that we're not going to be buying this because we wanted it to pull back into Fibonacci, and eventually pulled back into Fibonacci and then broke above it. Now what I didn't know was that it was already forming an evening star candlestick pattern on the monthly time frame. So when we bought here, like I said in the previous video. Now let me explain something for you guys before I eventually go back into the full explanation of this. So whenever it is that you want to take a trade here, and then you notice that the trade has taken very, very long, like a long time before it actually gives you the entry it is that you want to go into the market with, the next thing you want to do is that whenever it is that the entry comes, you want to go back on the monthly time frame to see if there's a red flag that the market has now provided for you to now say, maybe the market has now formed anything that now says otherwise against what it is that you wanted to trade in the first place. So if you've seen something like that, then you now want to wait for another extra confirmation, or better still, you let that market condition go. You let that market analysis and everything go. So now for this, assuming like I was paying so much attention to this before I got into the trade, one thing I should have done since this faked out happened was that I should have lifted this CTL like this. I should have lifted the CTL up here, and then I should have told myself that until this CTL is broken before I get into the trade. Now this is going to cause my stop loss to be much more bigger than it's supposed to be, lifting my CTL up here like this. But it is better to have a bigger stop loss than to go into a trade that's going to make you like that is not quality enough. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's the first thing you want to be looking at out for whenever it is that you want to go into a trade is the quality, like how, like the quality of the trade. That's what you want to be looking for. The quality of the trade, that's one thing that you want to be focused on first. Then the next thing you want to be focused on, I've said it over and over again on this channel, is you want to focus on risk management, and then you want to focus on your trade management plan. So with that being said, that was what happened in the last market breakdown that we did. And then we took a loss on what's it called, we took a loss on sugar. And then this thing, we took a loss on sugar. We were unable to get an entry on the two pairs that we're also waiting for, which is Ethereum USDT and Euro USD. So we were unable to get an entry on that, but for Euro USD is still in our watch list, like I said, like I've just explained for you guys before coming here. So now looking at, like I said on now before I came to the monthly time frame, this was the evening start I was talking about. And then, you know, I said something on Euro USD that I said after an evening star is going to be continued by at least 2 bearish candles. Is going to be continued by at least 2 bearish candles. Like that is the law of like candlestick pattern and all when it comes to like evening star. It's going to be continued by at least 2 bearish candles. And now because of that, my target is here. Now, not just because of that, if you look at this trend line, like it's been holding in ever since to the upside. The market has been holding this trend line has been holding the market ever since to the upside, and then suddenly we saw a breakdown below it, which means this upside now has been invalidated. If you want a clear reason on why we were looking for a buy in the first place, you can check the previous video. It was a solid reason. However, the markets actually, like, we didn't see this trend line at the time and then everything, so this actually negates dissolves the whole quality of the trade. Eventually when I saw it, I just had to close, although it didn't use my stop loss before I closed, but then I had to tell the guys in the free community that yeah, now is the time for us to get out of this trade because I'm seeing this. So now with that being said, now I'm seeing this trend line that is holding it to the upside. That's one. Another thing is, if you come here and then you clone this, you're going to see that it's a channel, it's a bullish channel, and also it's a bullish channel and also a rising wedge. And whenever it is that this chart pattern forms this rising wedge and then you see a breakdown below it, a pull back to it, and then you see a continuation candle close, which in this case everything is happening on the monthly time frame. So you've seen a rising wedge, you saw a breakdown below it, you saw a pullback to it, you now saw an evening star candlestick pattern at which now formed as the continuation candlestick pattern. One thing you want to be focused on is you just want to be focusing on bearish movement alone. Another thing again that is confirming the bearish movement on this time frame is if you bring out your Fibonacci and then you draw it from swing high to swing low, you're going to see that the market actually pulled back into the 50 fib, and then the Fibonacci is also pushing it to the downside. So we had a trend line push to the downside here, we have a major zone push to the downside, we have a Fibonacci push to the downside. So everything on sugar is just screaming downward momentum on the monthly time frames. Downward momentum. So now that we've been able to confirm from our analysis that the market is going to like trend to the downside for a couple of months, at least it's going to I'm very sure it's going to even break here. So here is going to be my first level target, and then here is going to be my second level target. So all I'm basically going to be waiting for is a proper break below this zone, and like we can see the market is starting to trade below it. This is still we still have like that, although if you go to the daily time frame, you're going to see that it's already closed below it. But anywhere it is that the market wants to like start pulling back from, let it just come down, and then the space between here is looking very small, but trust me, it's very wide. You remember we're on the monthly time frame. So now all I'm going to be waiting for is a proper trade back down here, and then a pull back into this major zone, and then a continuation candle close below a CTL formation, then wherever it is that the CTL formation actually happens, wherever it is that the CTL formation actually start happening, or maybe it actually got to this major zone before it actually start pulling back, I'm going to be making here my first level target, and then I'm going to be making here my overall level target. But for instance, if the CTL if the pullback starts happening around here, I'm going to be making here my first level target, and then I'm going to be making here my overall level target. So that is that for sugar. That is what I'm going to be doing for sugar. There's no need me leaving the monthly time frame. The market is yet to give us what the entry is going to look like, and that is why I've been telling you guys, do well to join my free community, so that whenever it is that I'm going to be picking the entries for the actual trade I'm coming to analyze for you guys here, you guys can be able to like follow through with me, and then we'll be able to like take the market opportunity together. We'll be able to like seize the opportunity together and then make profit together. So with that being said, we're going to be going into the next pair now, but I'm going to be dropping what's it called, the exchange, the link to the exchange I'm using to trade, that allows me to trade commodity, forex, and then crypto pairs. So I'm going to be dropping it in the description below, and I'm also going to be pinning it in the chat box, so that you guys can be able to like see it and then download it to come on board to the free community. The link to the free community is also going to be in the description. Come on board to the free community. We trade together and then we make money together. So with that being said, I'm just going to be going to the second pair that I have on my list for this video, which is CAD JPY. So for CAD JPY, we're looking for, the last time I analyzed it on this channel, it wasn't in the last video, but the last time I analyzed it on this channel, we're looking for a buy somewhere around here. So we've been able to make our money to this black bar region, and then it came back to stop us out for break even. You guys already know the way we trade this thing. Whenever it is that it gets to our first level targets, we make sure we bank something. We make sure we at least secure something into our account. We make sure that we at least secure something into our account. Then we move our stop loss to break even, and then let it to start to the rest to run. So eventually the market would have actually stopped us out, but because of our trade management plan, we were kept safe. And then now we were not only kept safe, but we also have something in our account. So now what we're looking for, what's it called, CAD JPY is still very much bullish. If you bring out your Fibonacci and then you draw it from swing low to swing high, you're going to see that the market actually, this Fibonacci is still holding it. This Fibonacci is still holding it to the upside. You can see very much that this Fibonacci is still holding it to the upside. So I'll just take it out because of the many lines. I don't want my charts to look too rough, especially when I'm teaching. I don't like it looking too rough. Okay, so this trend line is also holding it to the upside. This major zone is holding it to the upside. The only thing that is resisting it now, that is unable to make us get a proper confirmation, is this black bar, and it's also holding it on a monthly time frame. So you want to give it its respect. You want to, although it's not really a major zone like that, you can also regard it as a major zone, because the market has actually held it sometimes back in 2007 thereabout. So the market actually held the market as a support here. Now it's held the market as a resistance here, and then now resisting the market here again. So what I've basically said to myself is that I'm going to be waiting for a break back down below this major zone, this trend line, and then this Fibonacci. If you know you want to sell and then you're no more buying, come back down, break below it, pull back to it again, and then give me a continuation candle close, so that I can now be able to say to myself that yes, I now know that CAD JPY is no longer in a buy momentum. And then if I sell, here is going to be my first level target, and then here is going to be my overall level target, or wherever it is that the market pull back from is going to be my first level target, and then I'm going to continue holding to either of this zone as my second level target. So but if you know you want to continue with your buys, if you know you want to continue with your buying momentum, then all I'm going to be saying to myself for CAD JPY is come and break above this black bar, break above it, close above it, pull back to it, and then give me a continuation candle close above its CTL formation, and then I am going to be buying CAD JPY. Wherever it is that the pullback starts from is going to be my first level target, and then here is going to be my second level target. So basically that is all it is that we have for that is all it is that we have for this segment of market breakdown. That is all it is that we have for this segment of market breakdown. So with that being said, I'm going to be leaving you guys now, but before I do, if you know you've not subscribed, do well to subscribe. Turn on your post notification, drop me a like drop a like on the video so that the YouTube algorithm can recommend the video to more traders, so that YouTube algorithm can recommend the videos to more traders. And also do well to drop a comment. I'll do well to go through all and then respond to them if there be any questions. So that is that on that. Bye guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Au revoir. Bye bye guys.